Making headlines this hour, Maldives Airports Company Limited (MACL) says that the project to reclaim land for the new seaplane terminal will commence next month. Minister of Fisheries and Agriculture says the project to obtain oil from the country is being put on hold due to lack of feasible proposals for the project. And Humanitarian Relief Foundation (IHH) says around 500 evacuees from eastern Aleppo were brought to Al Rashidin in Aleppo Governorate.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome you all to TVM News in English. I'm Zunat Hassan here with the news in details. Maldives Airports Company Limited (MACL) says that the project to reclaim land for the new seaplane terminal will commence next month. According to MACL, the land for the new seaplane terminal will be reclaimed from the air traffic tower area. MACL said that the company is establishing a new seaplane terminal as the company has decided to build a new runway on the current seaplane operations site. Speaking about the expansion projects in Ibrahim Nasir International Airport, Managing Director of MACL, Adil Musa, revealed that the concept and the design of the new seaplane base has been completed and that the company is confident that the project would commence next month. He also said that the company is overseeing the project to reclaim land for the new runway. According to the Managing Director of MACL, 19 hectares of land have been reclaimed for the new runway. He also said that despite the multiple expansion projects in India, the company has ensured that the daily operations of the airport does not get interrupted. Minister of Fisheries and Agriculture Mohammed Shaini says that even though researchers have confirmed that Maldivian territories contain oil, the project to obtain oil from the country is being put on hold because the most appropriate parties for the project have not shown interest in it due to the current crisis in the world oil market. Minister Shaini said some international companies have shown interest in the project. He added that the government would not assign a company without conducting the necessary research, highlighting that assigning the wrong company might have environmental side effects. Shaini further said that the government would not put the country's tourism sector at risk. A German research vessel visited Maldives and conducted seismic survey in the country last year. A leading scientist from German's Hamburg University, Dr. Christian Bezler, said Maldives is on a transitional crust in contrast to earlier beliefs that Maldives is from the oceanic crust. The findings of this survey indicated signs of cold water corals, which some scientists associate with oil. Findings by the team include the study of seismic lines obtained by emitting acoustic signals which reflect back to the vessel once it bounces off the sea floor. The study was based on the trends of these seismic lines along with other geographic data obtained from Indian colleagues and measuring the gravitational strength of the material. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom appoints Hamdoun Abdullah Hamid as the non-resident ambassador of the Maldives to Singapore, Mohammad Hussein Sharif as the ambassador of the Maldives to Japan, and Jamila Ali Khalid as the ambassador of the Maldives to Germany. At a ceremony held at the President's office this morning, President Yamin presented the letters of appointment to the new ambassadors. Minister of Youth and Sports Irutisham Adam says that the government has spent 1.4 million rupiah on the development project of Guraidu Island of Kaf Atoll. Speaking after opening the Guraidu Youth Centre, Minister Irutisham said that the current administration has set up several opportunities for the youth of the island. She noted that the government has spent over 200,000 rupiah to purchase sports equipments for the youth centre. The minister also highlighted that the futsal arena in Guraidu is nearing completion. The MP of Guraidu constituency, Ibrahim Riza, said that The government has also pledged to establish a gym in the island and thanked the minister and the government for the continuous efforts to enhance the opportunities for youth living in the islands. Tonight on Business, Maldives Transport and Contracting Company MTCC says it have shown interest in developing 5 airports in 5 islands across the country and that the company has sent proposals for the project to the government. CEO of MTCC Ibrahim Ziad said the company sent proposals to the government to develop airports in 5 islands after reclaiming land in these 5 islands. The 5 islands in which MTCC plans to reclaim land before developing airports is Kurudufushi Island of Hadal Atoll, Faris Matoda Island of Garfalif Atoll, Funadu Island of Shavin Atoll, Fino Island of Rai Atoll and Felivur Island of Lavin Atoll. Of these 5 islands, 3 islands have been included in the 2017 state budget to develop airports. The 2017 state budget included 157 million rupiah for the land reclamation and development of an airport in Kurudufushi Island, while 150 million rupiah and 147 million rupiah have been included for the same projects in Funadu Island and Faris Matoda Island respectively. The government aims to have an airport accessible by a speedboat in less than 30 minutes from every island in the country. Tourism Minister Musa Zamir says they are to contract Maldives Ports Limited with the project to develop Addu City's Dugas as a tourist hotel. Speaking to PSM News, Minister Zamir said that Dugas currently does not provide any benefit for the citizens of Addu City. Minister said the development of Dugas as a hotel is feasible considering that it is currently not being used for anything else and getting ruined with age. He said Dugas is to be developed as a hotel upon recommendation of Attorney General Office. He added that developing a hotel in Addu is feasible considering the existence of an international airport in the city, seen as it would also create new job opportunities. Hotelier Maldives says it will be taking the initiative of organizing a wellness summit in February 2017. According to the Hotelier Maldives, the summit is planned as a networking and knowledge-sharing day-long event with a number of industry leaders and related professionals converge for a series of keynote speeches, presentations and panel discussions. Hotelier Maldives said that the growth of the wellness industry worldwide has highlighted the unexplored potential for wellness offerings to augment revenue for resorts, give a new dimension for the Maldives brands as an attractive wellness destination, growth for new businesses and create new employment opportunities. The summit is scheduled to take place at Hulule Island Hotel, Echayet. According to Hotelier Maldives, registration for the Wellness Summit 2017 will be open later this month. Hotelier Maldives is the only dedicated hospitality and business magazine in the Maldives. China's top diplomat will visit Britain this week for regular talks and a meeting with Prime Minister Theresa May, China's foreign ministry says, amid uncertainty about the process of Britain leaving the European Union, reports.
China's top diplomat will visit Britain this week for regular talks and a meeting with Prime Minister Theresa May, China's foreign ministry said on Monday amid uncertainty about the process of Britain leaving the European Union. Britain has been a popular choice for Chinese investment, with many firms seeing it as a springboard for the far larger European Union market. But those plans could be at risk with the concerns surrounding what kind of market access Britain will get in future, given its vote in June to leave the EU. State Councillor Yang Jieshi, who outranks the foreign minister, will be in Britain from Monday to Wednesday for regular dialogue on strategic issues, ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying told a Daily News briefing. He will also meet British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson and talk about a range of issues, not just Sino-British ties, Hua said, adding she could not predict whether Brexit would directly come up. Diplomatic sources said China had been seeking clarity from Britain from its Brexit plans, nervous about what it means for Chinese companies in particular. May has said she will trigger Article 50 on the Lisbon Treaty, the formal process of leaving the EU, by the end of March to start 2-year exit talks. However, her plans for those negotiations have been shrouded in secrecy, and business and investors fear Britain might seek a hard Brexit, where controlling immigration takes priority over access to the European single market.
And now we'll look into the latest news updates from international arena. Police in India's central Madhya Pradesh province arrest 2 men for printing newly introduced 2,000 rupees currency notes. Officials got a tip-off when a person paid one of the fake 2,000 rupees note at a petrol pump. Upon inquiry, he divulged the address of a pathology lab in Shahdol city from where he got the note. Police subsequently arrested 2 men who were using the lab to print notes and seized a printer and the scanner from them. The incident comes following Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's shock demonetization move to abolish higher currency notes of 500 and 1,000 rupees on November 8th in a bid to curb unaccounted money circulating in the economy. Post-demonetization, many such instances of counterfeit currency seizures have been reported from across the country. The problem of the shadow or black economy in India is pernicious. Transactions that take place outside formal channels amounts to around 20% of India's annual $2 trillion American dollars gross domestic product, according to investment firm Ambit. Beijing's neighboring city of Tianjin issued alerts for both smog and fog, while thick fog in some parts of China disrupted traffic.
China's state television CCTV reported that Tianjin issued orange alerts for both fog and smog, causing massive flight delays at the airport and all highway closure in the city. 131 flights have been delayed, with 75 flights cancelled in Tianjin. CCTV reported that the visibility in some places in Tianjin is less than 40 meters, caused by thick fog. The pollution is expected to reach the peak from Monday to Wednesday. Environmental authorities issued a red alert that started on Friday night and will run until Wednesday after warning of a smog built up across China's north. That'll mean curbs on traffic and construction work and advisories for schools, hospitals and businesses. CCTV said that the thick fog in eastern China's long-coast city disrupted rush hour traffic on Monday morning, with the worst visibility in some areas below 10 meters. The fog also affected traffic in Jiangsu's Shihong County, shutting down highways. China's Central Meteorological Center have issued warnings since last Friday in more than 40 cities of China's northeast. The world's second-largest economy has been battling environmental degradation left by decades of breakneck economic growth. The government's color-graded warning system was adopted as part of its crackdown on smog.
Iranian political analysts said that the Syrian army's control of Aleppo is expected to help Iran, which is Syria's strategic ally, increase its influence in the Middle East. They made the remarks in Tehran on Sunday in wake of Iranian President Hassan Rouhani's call to his Syrian counterpart Bashar al-Assad earlier in the week to congratulate the capture of Aleppo and show support to the Syrian government and people. Hossein Kannani Mugaddim, who is a former Revolutionary Guard commander, said that Iran, as one of the few allies of the Syrian government in the Middle East, has always given political, moral and military support to al-Assad. So therefore, Iran also played an important role in the Aleppo victory. According to Muhammad Hassan Khani, a professor of international relations at Imam Siddiq University, the Syrian government's retake of Aleppo is expected to shake the morale of the rebel supporters, which will make Iran's religious and geopolitical influence stronger. The 13th annual UN Biodiversity Conference, COP13, closed in Cancun after officials agreed on a roadmap to promote the conservation of biodiversity in fishing, forest, tourist and other agricultural sectors to meet 2030 agenda for sustainable development. We take a closer look.
Indeed, the theme for the meeting had been proposed by Mexico to be integrating biodiversity for welfare. Some 5,000 to 10,000 people from international organizations, NGOs and indigenous groups as well as youth from 140 countries took part in the two-week conference. The Cancun Declaration will seek to promote policies that reduce and even turn back loss of biodiversity and contribute to the well-being of ecosystems. Secretary of Environment and Natural Resources of Mexico said that the conference adopted decisions on issues of great relevance. The conference's objective is also to contribute to consolidating the effectiveness and impact of the conference through the Cartagena and the Nagoya protocols. Cartagena's protocol, which came into effect on September 11, 2003, seeks to protect biological diversity from the potential risks from living modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology. Nagoya's protocol aims at sharing the benefit from the use of genetic resources in a fair way. It entered into force on 12 October 2014. The next meeting, COP14, will be held in Egypt.
Humanitarian Relief Foundation IHH says around 500 evacuees from eastern Aleppo were brought to Al-Rashidin in Aleppo Governorate. 5 buses arrived to rebel-held Al-Rashidin, where Turkish Red Crescent, Disaster Management Agency AFAD and IHH officials distributed food rations and winter clothes to newly arrived evacuees before placing them to temporary camps. A UN official in Syria confirmed the evacuation of the rebel-held enclave of East Aleppo resumed after 3 days of delays. The officials had no immediate information about a planned simultaneous operation to evacuate people from 2 Shia villages near Idlib that are besieged by mostly Sunni rebel forces. The evacuation ground to a halt on Friday after demands from pro-government forces that people also be moved out of 2 Shia villages besieged by insurgents. Men burned 5 buses that were supposed to be used for an evacuation near Idlib early on Sunday, holding up the renewed deal to allow thousands to leave eastern Aleppo, where evacuees crammed into buses for hours waiting to move. However, after the incident, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Assad's main foreign backer, and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, the rebels' main supporter, agreed by telephone that the disruptions must be quickly overcome, sources in Erdogan's office said. Aleppo had been divided between government and rebel areas in the nearly 6-year-long war, but allied in advance by the Syrian army and its allies began in mid-November, following months of intense airstrikes, forcing the insurgents out of most of the rebel-held territory within a matter of weeks. The IS group on Sunday claims responsibility for a suicide attack that struck a gathering of pro-government forces in Yemen's temporary capital of Aden that left at least 49 soldiers dead.
An online statement made by IS on Twitter claimed that more than 70 apostates were killed in jihadist attack. The suicide bomber who carried out the terrorist operation was identified as Abu Hashim Radfani, according to an official statement. One of the group's suicide bombers detonated his explosive bat at a crowd of pro-government forces who gathered to receive their salaries near the house of Brigadier Nasir Anbori in Aden's neighborhood of Kormaksar. Sunday's suicide attacks comes less than 2 weeks after a similar attack claimed by the Yemen-based affiliate of the Islamic State group struck an army base near Aden's international airport, leaving 50 pro-government soldiers killed and more than 40 others injured. The southern port city of Aden is the headquarters of Yemen's internationally backed President Abdurrahman Mansur Hadi and his government. Athens witnessed several well-planned assassinations and armed attacks after Saudi-backed forces drove the Shia Houthi rebels out from the strategic city in July 2015. Security in Yemen has deteriorated since March 2015 when war broke out between the Shia Houthi group, supported by former President Ali Abdullah Saleh, and government forces backed by the Saudi-led Arab coalition. Over 10,000 people have been killed in ground battles and airstrikes since then, many of them civilians.
In tonight's sports, second half goals from Leroy Sané and Raheem Sterling stunned Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium as Manchester City came from behind to win 2-1 and move 7 points behind leaders Chelsea. Arsenal's Theo Walcott gave the visitors a flip by the scoring on 4 minutes when he rounded off a thrilling 3-man move and looked strong for the rest of the first half but they ended up losing the lead and all 3 points for the second time in 5 days after a loss to Everton. City, who had looked hesitant before the break, transformed into an irresistible attacking force after the interval and equalised on 47 minutes when Sane rounded off David Silva's precision pass with his first goal since his £46 million move from Schalke. Sterling scored the winner after 71 minutes, picking up Kevin De Bruyne's raking cross-field pass to cut inside onto his left foot and beat Peter Cech and the near post. The result dropped Arsenal to 4th place. Real Madrid suffered an almighty fright before a Cristiano Ronaldo hat-trick hauled them back from 2-1 down and gave them a 4-2 win over rank outsiders Kashima Antlers in the Club World Cup final. 2 goals from Gaku Shibasaki stunned the European champions as the Japanese hosts took a 2-1 lead early in the second half at Yokohama before a Ronaldo penalty brought Real level on the hour. Ronaldo scored twice more in the first period of extra time. 11 times champions Real, who won the tournament for the second time in 3 years, appeared set for an easy victory when Karim Benzema gave them a 9th-minute lead, but Shibasaki changed the story by leveling 1 minute before the half-time. Real beat Mexico's Club America in the semi-finals and Kashima defeated Colombia's Atlético Nacional. Rainbow-headed snake and a dragon-like lizard are among 163 new species that scientists recently discovered in the Greater Mekong region, says conservation group WWF. Let's have a look.
A rainbow-headed snake and a dragon-like lizard are among 163 new species that scientists recently discovered in the Greater Mekong region, conservation group WWF said on Monday, adding rapid development in the area from dams to mines were threatening wildlife survival. The discoveries, published in a report on Monday, include a gecko in Laos with pale blue skin and a rare banana species discovered in northern Thailand that is critically endangered because of increase in deforestation. World Wildlife Fund WWF South Asian Conservation Director Nicholas J. Cox said the discoveries over the recent years indicates that the region is special. Yet despite the excitement of the new discoveries, Cox said the scientists and conservationists will have to work harder. The Greater Mekong is home to some of the world's most endangered species, but also a global hub for illegal wildlife trade, WWF said. Rare or endangered animal parts, including tiger bones and rhino horns, are seen as collector's items by some and are often used in traditional medicine. In June, Thai wildlife authorities raided the Tiger Temple west of Bangkok, a popular tourist destination. There they discovered scores of dead tiger cubs, frozen tiger carcasses, skins and dead cubs in jars, as well as other protected species. It remains unclear why the Tiger Temple was storing dead tiger cubs and parts, although officials have said they might have been used for traditional Chinese medicine. A 2016 report by WWF found that by 2020, global population of fish, birds, amphibians, mammals and reptiles could have declined by 2/3 in just 50 years.
With that, we conclude the news for this evening. Thank you for being with us. Good night and bye-bye.